What's up, YouTube fam? Thank you guys so much for coming back and for taking the time to click that like and subscribe button. No. Thank you guys for watching the video previously to this. That was my first real long run in over like 6 months. It was 5 miles. It was a very, very slow pace at 12 minutes and 32 seconds. Took me about 72 minutes to finish the run. My heart rate was 152 beats per minute. No, the run was actually pretty good. The run was tough. The run was something that I wanted to challenge myself to see if I could do. It was according to my plan, which I actually have switched up. So I switched it from the 6K plan because I went out and did do a couple of those runs, and they're just entirely too simple for me. Like, I don't feel like I'm doing anything. So that's something that, like, you get whenever you're creating a plan like this for yourself and you get out and you do it, while you might want to take baby steps, you do also need to challenge yourself. And so I thought, since I hadn't ran for so long, that the workouts that I was doing were going to be challenging, and they were challenging, but it was, two 800s. That's half a mile. Just run it really hard. I ran it really hard. I was out of breath, but it was still only about, 6 minutes of work. So at the same time, I was like, I could do other stuff, but right now I'm not supposed to be doing anything upper body. So, and because of that, I'm just going to go ahead and switch to a running plan entirely until I feel more comfortable running or whatever like that. So through my run today, it was something that I switched over to a marathon plan, and the marathon plan doesn't finish until February, I believe. But at the same time, it keeps me running on a consistent basis, on kind of a daily basis. So that is something that is better, but it also has good mileage. So I'm looking for anywhere between 2 to 5. Now, obviously, it's going to hop up to the 7, 8, 9 miles and stuff like that. But I should be training myself and also challenging myself to make sure I'm eating correctly, so that what I'm putting into my body helps me run better when I'm outside. So yeah, the run today was pretty good. I've been running in my Nike shoes that are fairly comfortable. So I do realize that my running form, I'm a little heavy in my I'm a heel striker. So when I run, it goes like that, and it's not supposed to. You're supposed to hit the mid of your foot, on the mid of your foot. So that is something, terrible example, I don't know, but mid of your foot, mid. This is how you're supposed to strike when you run. I'm like that. I do like that when I run. So I want to actually think about those type of things while running, and so do you. Whenever you're out there running and you're doing what you want to do, make sure that you're not striking that heel first. And the main reason being, you want to protect your knees and your hips. The striking on the ground can really put a pain on your knees and really also cause some serious damage. And so that is where those runner's injuries, those shin splints, a lot of those things will come from heel striking too consistently, too often. You don't want to do that, as it'll have you won't notice it initially, but over time it will begin to break you down. And probably, like it used to do for me, right before the big race, right before the big run. So right before something would happen, I would get injured, and it's 100% because I'm a heel striker naturally. It's taken a couple of years actually for me to work on making sure that I no longer do that, but it's something that it happens. So I think that's a very important thing for you guys to pay attention to when you're running. Went out, kind of set up like just a random path. I think for me, the mentality of when I'm running is something that I can't really know the route. If I know the route, then I know where to stop. I know where to slow down. And not to say that I did not stop on this route. I probably walked about half a mile this entire run because I haven't ran 5 miles in a while. And it's something that while my mind was ready for it too, my body was still a little like, so I made sure that throughout this, if I felt like my heart rate was a little too high, if it was in that 175 beats per minute, I would try to drop it down. So I would start walking, and that's something that I use the Nike Run app, and you guys know, and I also have it on my watch. So going down and doing a quick tap on my heart rate was something that was very beneficial for me to see, like, okay, all right, like, let me calm this down a little bit. Let me walk a little bit. But also it gave me the opportunity to feel more comfortable. As I mentioned in my previous post, I don't really feel comfortable running outside right now, is what it is. But at the same time, running out in the neighborhood made me understand that I just got to get out there. And, like, there's no one out there out to get me. You know what I mean? There's no one out to to do anything or cause any harm. So by living by that type of fear, I'm just limiting myself. So I think that the couple runs that I've had this week have really made me feel more comfortable running around in my neighborhood again. So it's going to cause for me to, put those shoes back on the same way and just hop out and get out there. So it's very important for my mentality now that I can, get out into the world, see some things, provide some better content for you guys, because there's only so much I can do inside this apartment. So, yeah, being outside, running around and stuff like that, it makes me feel. I have my mask with me. I don't have it on when I'm running because I'm not close to anyone, but the little vest that I have has like a little pouch in there, and I put my mask in there, and then when I feel like a crowded area is coming, I could just slip it right out and just put it on my face. And I had to do that a few times while I was running. It was just something that, out of courtesy to other people, to make sure that I'm protecting myself, but also protecting others, is that I was putting my mask on when I was going through a crowded group of people, or just a one individual who there wasn't much space for me to get far enough away from. So I would throw my mask on just to, to make sure I'm doing the right thing and the polite thing. So got to care about others, people. Yeah, and so when I got kind of to the conclusion of my run, I was just really trying to hit that 5 miles. So as I was making up things, I kind of, what I normally do is make up a route and just run until I get to the halfway point, because I know I have to run back. And also it gets me a way to teach me my neighborhood. For those of you who are familiar with New York City, especially once you get outside of Manhattan, Manhattan is the easiest place in the world to navigate. But in terms of the boroughs, you start to get, it's like a regular neighborhood. So if you don't know the street you turn on, you could be lost pretty fast. So it gets me to pay attention to my streets. It gets me to pay attention to my surroundings. I also can't really focus too hard on just zoning out, as I like to do sometimes when I'm running new routes, because I'm like constantly paying attention to the new streets and stuff like that. But what that does is I'm not focusing on my run. I'm not focusing on like, this hurts. I'm not focusing, this out of breath. I'm like, where am I? Ooh, this looks cool. I didn't know this store was here, type of thing. And that's really a good trick for myself. And it's always kind of worked for me. That's how I've been able to run, 15, 18, 20 something miles before back in the past. Is this, and when I lived in Brooklyn, I would leave from my house and figure out how to get to Coney without using the map, and then run back when I was running a super long distance. That was about 8 miles from my house to Coney Island, and then from Coney like back. So I would, like 15, 16 miles I would be running. But I wouldn't know. But the way back, I would know. And so the whole time back, I'm like, I just need to get back. And like I'm following the route. Did I turn here? Make a turn here? Type of situation. So it's actually a really good trick. You might want to try that out. Some of you people are the ones that need to know what's going on. Like they need to know their route so they can calculate things. I like a little mystery in my run. Otherwise, I will mentally check out and be like, okay, if I have to go here to here, and I know that's 1 mile, the second I get to the 1 mile, I stop versus pushing myself, because sometimes I do want to go one more. I do want to go the extra mile or something like that. So when I finish the recorded run and I'm still feeling good, I'll keep going. But at the same time, if I make up a route, I might have to run more mileage. I might have to, if I'm running 5 miles, turn around and try to come back. I'm like, oh, snap. I just realized that I need to figure out how to get home and stuff like that. Now I've run like 5.6 or 6 miles because I took a wrong turn and got a little lost and something like that. But you always figure it out. Just always know where your main streets are, and always make sure you're being safe. So I'm definitely only running while the sun is up, and making sure that I'm wearing my bright colors. And so that is something that I truly enjoy while running. So what is it that you enjoy about running? Do you even enjoy running? I'll be happy to hear those type of things down in the comments. Make sure that you hit that like and subscribe. It really does help, guys. And I'm going to make sure that I try to bring more content to you guys about my running, about my journey. If you guys were interested, my chest is feeling a lot better. There was a couple of scares a couple of days ago where it was intense and my arm was just kind of numb. But at the same time, my doctor reassured me, and has been reassuring me, because I've been texting her and stuff like that. She's been telling me that my shoulder's fine, and she really does believe that it's just an external, like a pectoral injury that could just be exacerbating something within my shoulder, my arm, through swelling, and also maybe a pinched nerve. That, because I like to lean on my elbow a lot, and that right there, sometimes there's nerves in there, and I could just pinch them, and that's where the tingling has been coming from, and even the pain right here. The body is a crazy thing. So that's actually was something that I was worried about heavily, but my doctor has been reassuring me because although my heart test and stuff came back perfectly fine, so it's just a weird pain on my left side that I need to learn how to, accommodate to. So definitely feeling a lot better there, and taking these run journey day by day. Oh man, my eyes are so red. It's 4 in the morning, by the way. Yesterday was super busy. I couldn't record after my run, so I had to knock it out this morning so I can get you guys this video uploaded when it's supposed to come out on schedule. I'm doing my best not to miss any more days. So, yeah, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys coming in. Hit that like and subscribe button. You know what to do. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Peace.